It's been a week of me practicing left-handed, so let me show you what I've got up to. Let's see what progress we've made, and let's see how far I hit a 7-iron blade left-handed. Whatever that swing was there, she was the one. Guys, how you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. It's Simon down here at Burford Golf Lab, and before we get into this video, I just want to say thank you to everyone that supported my last video about underrated small YouTube channels. The support you've given these channels, i.e. subscribing to them, watching their videos, liking their videos, has made a massive difference to a lot of these small channels, so I can't thank you guys enough. You don't know how much help or how much progress that helps, especially a small channel starting out, where you're normally getting like 1-2 subscribers a day, if that, to then getting 200, 300 overnight. So I just want to say thank you to you guys, and hopefully you enjoy all the new content that you might have discovered over the weekend. So before we get into the left-handed blade test, I'm just going to hit some shots left-handed with this 7-iron. I just want to give you an update what I've been working on this week. So obviously day one, we did a lot of putting. I went through the pelts test to see exactly where my left-hand putting is, and to be honest, it's quite good because I've got that pace and I've got that course management and green reading skills already in the bank. It's a question of finding the middle of the club face, and obviously I've been using basically a mini putter or Titleist Bullseye knockoff because it's very unforgiving, and that's the same reason why I'm going to be using this blade to practice with going forward until I buy a full set of blades, because there's no forgiveness. This is going to give me so much feedback. No, I'm not going to shoot the best round of my life with this club. There's just no question. And to be honest, when it comes to break 80 for the first time, I'm going to be using something a bit more forgiving. Maybe an AP2 or Callaway Apex or something of that description. Obviously not brand new, second hand. But to train with, to practice with, I want to use this because I want to know when I've hit a bad shot. I want to work on my swing. I want to find the club face, and also when I hit a good one, let's see how far I hit a left-handed shot with a true lofted iron, i.e. 34 degrees. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, Simon, 34 degrees isn't a true loft of a 7-iron. I've got a 38 degree 7-iron, but that's pretty much the highest lofted blade there is in the market now, which says something obviously about iron manufacturing over the recent 10 years or so. So day 2 and 3, I spent a lot of time around the chipping green hitting pitch shots because I'm using the backward chaining method basically. I'm starting from the green and working my way back. Driver's obviously going to be the last thing that I'm working on. But I'm going to use my phone a lot to record day-to-day events. I've actually got a new phone, which is fantastic. Let me show you the 4K ability of this. This is me testing the 4K ability of my phone. Interesting bush we have there. And that's going to be recording my day-to-day. Now, the footage you're going to see now is from my old phone, which basically died after about 10 minutes of filming. So we've got a new phone, which is fantastic. And that's going to be recording my day-to-day stuff. So when I'm at the range or on the golf course or practicing shot tracers, and it's just easy for me to just get out, put on a tripod and then film. So I can do more of this. So chipping, unpopular opinion, golfers are not strong enough to do and hit the particular points in their swing that they should do when they first start the game. My body is hurting in places I've never known to hurt because I've never hit a golf ball left-handed. My right glute has been on fire since Tuesday last week, because as soon as you try and get a club going outside your body, i.e. into out or neutral, let's say, you use a lot of core strength and you use a lot of leg strength, and that's why I feel it's going to be great for my long drive game, but you don't necessarily do that when you first start the game. You feel like you're going into out, but you're not. And I know what into out, or let's say a draw swing, feels like, and it took a long time for me to get it right. But when I did, these pitch shots were exactly like my real golf swing. I was getting a good amount of bounce on the ground, the ball was going nice and high, the ball was stopping quick, and that's why this method is great, because if you can't do it at that level, if you can't have a neutral swing path when you're chipping the ball, how do you expect to do it in a full swing? And it's one of the things I suggest to all my lessons, that okay, let's work on your pitch shots, let's work on your chip shots when you're swinging the club at 20 miles an hour, and if you can get the club to come in to out and strike it out in the middle, then you're potentially going to be able to do it at 80 miles an hour at a full swing. So day 2 and 3, lots of pitch shots. And then day 4 and 5, I've been hitting some balls in the sim. I've gone to the range and hit balls as well, and it's just very alien. One of the big things that any beginner golfer that I see, and obviously I now relate to, is you try and move less. You think, if I keep everything still, I'm going to hit the ball out the middle of the club face, and that's just not true. Trying to get as much rotation as you can is really impossible. I was trying to implement that pitch shot practice routine before I was hitting each shot, and then trying to recreate it, but obviously with a longer swing. And day 4, you can see some progress. Now, I wasn't using this blade. I think I was using the Callaway Apex. And I was hitting some decent shots. I was quite comfortable. But let's talk about today. We're now here, is day 7, day 8, something like that, and I've hit some shots with this blade, and once I got warmed up, I was really impressed with the progress that I've already made. So you're going to see me now obviously warming up and hitting a few shots. I'm going to leave the bad shots in there because there's a lot of bad shots still going on, but when I connect with the golf ball, we're getting some decent distances. Now, it took me a while, especially just coming in and hitting a left-handed shot. Everything's a bit frozen, the lower body's not moving, my grip's a bit all over the place. I started doing some step-in swings, basically to get used to the idea of transitioning onto my front foot, because I found that swinging left-handed, my weight just wants to go back all the time, which is one of the things I tell all beginners, stop going away with it. You wouldn't throw a ball and go like this. You'd throw it and go with it, so why don't you do it when you're playing golf? So it's very funny, because even though I know all of this, I've got to remind myself. I know if I was watching myself, giving myself a lesson, I'd be like, what are you doing? But obviously when the shoe's on the other foot and I'm doing it myself and my body doesn't know what I want it to do, I have to keep reminding myself, and I have to go through the motions. And when I do get that all right, and when it all comes together, the ball goes a decent amount. It definitely goes a decent distance. So I'm impressed with how far we're already swinging it, but obviously we need to get that consistency reined in, and the more I practice this, the better it's going to get. So once we got warmed up, we started nailing a few good shots, and I'm going to show you a few of the swings. Now, I started moving my hips more, like first of all forcing them. So I started trying to move my hips to basically turn away from the target the way back, and it felt like there was no chance I was going to hit the ball on the way down, yet I just kept on connecting with it. Now, I don't know if that's just from me being practicing right-handed for 10 years or so, or just pure willpower, or just a fluke, but as soon as I started moving away from the target, turning my chest, my swing looked better. Club didn't look all over the place. I was able to keep my width of my swing a lot shorter as well, and every time I connected with the ball, we got obviously more club head speed. So my advice, realistically, week 1, if you're a beginner golfer and you're starting now, first of all, pitch shots and chip shots. Realistically, you could do that for 3-4 weeks. Pitch shots, chip shots, getting that club coming in to out, film your swing, have a look at that club basically coming from close to your foot to away from your feet after hitting the golf ball, and then build that into your swing. Hit a pitch shot, hit a full swing, hit a pitch shot, hit a full swing, and that's basically all I've done. Now, when it came to the full swing, you just got to be committed, and I think opening my hips away from the target, turning my body more, keeping a tiny bit more width, and just basically throwing it into the wind and hoping for the best worked. And when I hit that good shot, confidence level went up here. So all of a sudden, I'm thinking this challenge is going to be easy, which is where my head needs to be at. I need to be thinking positively. I'm thinking, great, if I can hit a 7-iron 150, well, surely I can hit a driver 240, which means that breaking down the golf courses, especially in the area, and playing to an 80, like break 80 standard, is going to be very much achievable, especially if my short game area is my strength. I say the short game bit of my golf game at the moment is definitely the strongest bit, because this is the mechanics of it. But if I can tie it all in together, it's going to be easy to break this challenge. Cue a year later, still haven't done it. But confidence is key. And one of the best things I do as a golf coach is give you confidence. You come in here, you can hit it crap for an hour and you'll walk out the door going, yes, I am swinging it good. And that's one of the biggest things as a golf coach. You want to make sure that, yes, they're working on technique. Yes, they're trying to think big picture rather than short-term picture. But the main thing, they come out and they go, yes, I'm going to smash this. I'm going to practice this. I'm going to motivate them as much as I possibly can, because if they're putting all the hard work in outside of the lesson, it's going to make my job a lot easier. So confidence is key, and me hitting a few shots 150 odd yards straight, high. I know my swing path's quite straight because obviously my good shot is dead straight, so swing path, not an issue. The work I've done on it, like if you watch my video from last week, let's say, massively over the top. But now it must be quite neutral because my good shot, for example, is pretty much dead straight towards the target. So I know swing path is good. Club face is the bit that's going to be the big crucial bit, key when it comes down to driver. Keeping that driver face at the target for as long as possible is going to be massively important. So I don't have massive out of bound numbers. Don't need the 8s, don't need the 7s. We need bogey, 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 par, par, birdie, bogey, bogey, par. That's where the game needs to be at. And I love documenting my swing because it means now I can look back at this in a month or 2 months or 3 months, or you guys can follow this step. Say you've just watched this video, maybe we're 3 months down the line, you're going, oh my God, how's he got to this point? You can look back now and go, right, this is what he did. This is how he got there. And going through this process is very much a learning curve for me, and it's only going to get better. And I might think in 3 months, what are you doing back then? Shouldn't have been working on this, should have been working on that. But to see obviously from last week what our swing is to now, 7 days later, putting a tiny bit of work in, we've seen some progression. And it helps for me because all I do is just go around to my right hand swing going, what feels different? What am I not doing? And I go, oh, that's not what I'm doing. So then I flip back over left-handed and I go, oh, here we go. Now, obviously that's a massive bonus, and a lot of you guys that are starting the game can't do that. However, you've seen how poor my swing was a week ago. So with the right like tuition, or let's just say practice and technique, you can make big strides very quickly. The main thing is the positivity and the confidence side. So what's next? Next is basically we need to get on the golf course. I want to measure how good I am around 9 holes. Obviously I need to get a set of clubs, so I need to sort that out. I need to get a second-hand set of left-handed clubs, whatever they are, and I'm going to have blades in them definitely. And we just need to see what we're shooting, how well we're doing, because it's all well and good hitting in here, ball to ball against screen, but we don't play golf in here, we play golf out there. So I need to get on the golf course, I need to do a 9-hole course vlog. The phone is going to be a massive addition because we can do shot traces and we can film in 4K and all that good stuff. So that's going to look, obviously, the nuts. But we need to get out in the adverse conditions. It's wet, it's cold. If we can start putting a score now, like break 100 out in this, come summertime, that's obviously going to be easier. So course vlog definitely. Obviously I need to give you guys an update on the long drive stuff. That's coming. My swing's definitely getting there and getting faster and faster, which is great. As well as bargain review series, dream bag, giveaways. I will be announcing the giveaway winners, by the way, at the end of today. I haven't done the Ping Rapture and I haven't done that Cobra hybrid, so apologies guys for that. But I will announce that and then obviously get those sent out to you. But it's all go. The main thing is I'm enjoying this. I was really happy with the way the smaller channel underrated video went, and obviously boosted those guys, and I'm very heavily motivated to keep carrying on this journey and keep growing this channel and community because I just enjoy it. I like the videos, I like making the videos, and I like seeing your guys' reaction. So that's where we are at the moment, left-handed with a blade after a week. Let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe if you're new. Leave this video a like just because that would be great. Catch you guys later.